Hey friends, so this is a follow-up to my plum paper planner. I had several of you message me on Facebook and ask me some follow-up questions. You wanted to know how I worked the plum planner into my day. You wanted to know more about my kitchen binder and my schedule and our routines and what we kind of do and how I work my plum paper into that. So I just want to make this quick video. Hopefully it's not longer than 20 minutes, but I'm sorry if it is because I do ramble. And you wanted to know more about how I organize and I keep track of things. So hopefully this will be informative to you. If I have questions that I haven't answered at the end of this, feel free to drop a comment and I'll answer it the best that I can. Hey friends, so this is the things that I'm going to be talking about. So I've got my large family logistics book, my binder, and then some printouts that I've got around the house that I'm going to talk about. So large family logistics is a book that I had actually bought used on Thrift Books. This was originally published by Vision Form, but since Vision Form is now no longer a ministry, she actually republished it. And you can actually get it on Amazon. I think it's called The Art of Keeping a Home or something like that. I'll link it in the notes below. So this is where I actually got a lot of my ideas. I have read the Terry Maxwell books and all those kinds of things, and those just did not work for me. And I'll kind of touch base with that after I tell you what did work. So the Large Family Logistics book, it does look pretty big and bulky. But the thing is that it's written in chapters in which you can, like that's a whole chapter. You can go to the front of the book and kind of say, okay, I want to focus on one area. And let's say you want to focus on family worship. You can go and find family worship in here. So this is really well laid out really well. I put some tabs in so that I could quickly get to things. So this is what system I came to after reading this book. So I have my binder here, and hopefully you can read it okay. So this is my general routine. Now, this was one of the biggest questions that I got. Amanda, do you follow a schedule? Yes, somewhat. So I have read The Large Family Logistics, and then I've also read The Managers of Their Homes by Terry Maxwell. Terry Maxwell is one that Mrs. Duggar really likes to use. She likes to use their jurisdictions and stuff. So, she has 19 kids. Of course, I would love to learn from that. It just didn't work for us. I need a schedule to where I can just generally follow it. I can't do the 15, 30 minute, 1 hour increments. I can't. So to go deeper further into this, so we wake up, this is for the kids, honestly. This is so that I can tell the kids this is where you need to be at and what you should be doing. So at 8 a.m. they wake up. Braxton and I usually wake up between 6 and 6:30. So the kids are to wake up at 8 o'clock, and then for 30 to 45 minutes at 8 to 8:45 they need to get themselves and their partner ready. And then at 8:45 they have until 9:30 to have their personal Bible time and their prayer time. So then this is an anchor. This is something that I've heard people talk about. I've heard Amy Roberts from Raising Arrows talk about it. I've heard several people talk about it where we have an anchor, and that is self-serve breakfast and family wisdom study. They're right on here. And so basically, I will either make breakfast in the morning or the kids will make themselves a breakfast in the morning. But nonetheless, at 9:30, we are going to start Bible time with Dad. We go through our wisdom booklets. We watch an ATI Family Weekly. We'll work on catechism, scriptures, stuff like that. And we do that till 10:30, sometimes 11 o'clock. Then after that, the kids are off to school. Another anchor is that at 30 minutes at 12 o'clock, we all get together for lunch and we eat. And during that time, we work on character training. This month, we're working on flexibility. So that's actually, a really great lesson in this, to just give yourself grace with a schedule. So then from 1 to 3 o'clock, I will have Lucas and the baby laying down for a nap. This is when I get a lot of my cleaning done, if it goes according to plan. This schedule is set up in a way to where if it doesn't happen, that's okay. I can still find an anchor in here and get back on track. So for 1 hour at 3 p.m., we do what we call a house blessing. And that is, no matter what, that is going to happen. Everybody has to stop what they're doing at 3 o'clock, whether they're working on school or not. They have to clean the house. Now, that is where this first printout will come in. Now, I have several of these printed up and put in various areas of the house so that they cannot forget. So the thing that I've learned the most with having kids is that if you have it in front of their face, they have no excuse to know what my expectations are. So instead of yelling and hollering and screaming at them, I can just say, you know what, you need to go look at the home blessing chart and do what needs to be done. So, during the daily home blessing hour, all of these things have to get accomplished or there's no screen time for the evening. So they have to have their schoolwork checked up on, they have to have their bedroom and bathroom cleaned up. There has to be no toothpaste on the sinks. That's one thing that drives me crazy, is toothpaste everywhere. The living room needs to be cleaned up, the toys need to be put away, blankets cleaned up. The coat room. These are pretty much all the areas which the kids make their own messes, and I'm trying to teach them to clean up after themselves. Not necessarily that I want them to clean up after me, because I have my own chores for my areas in which I make messy. The schoolroom needs to be cleaned up. They need to clean up any children clutter in the kitchens, if they left their dishes on the table, those kinds of things, and then a sweep and a vacuum if needed. So this happens every day at 3 o'clock, no matter what, unless we're not at home. So then at 4 o'clock, if they have their schoolwork completed, they can start screen time. Now this means that they can watch fun TV shows like on Amazon Prime or Right Now Media or something like that, or they can play Nintendo Switch. And they get to do this while I prepare supper, or they need to finish school. Now here is the second thing that I have posted on the house. I have this posted near the TV, and I also have it in the kitchen. So younger than kindergarten, TV is allowed for the day, but for educational purposes only, meaning Mr. Rogers, Creation Science, things that they're actually learning from. We're not just going to sit and watch fun shows all day. The toys will be allowed in the living room during that time, but you must clean them up on your own. So if Lucas is in the living room playing with toys, he has to clean those up during home blessing hour. That's not his sister's responsibility. So kindergarten and older, no TV until 4 p.m. So if they want to use Disney Plus, Amazon, etc., they need to have their 3 p.m. chores done. The TV can come on at 4 until dinner is served, and the youngest sibling gets to pick first. I listened to Amy Roberts had a podcast on this, and it was really, really helpful for me. So I'll make sure to link that down in the show notes. Usually her podcast is less than 20 minutes, and she went over her screen time rules, and I adapted them to myself. So the youngest sibling gets to pick first, and then we move down to the oldest. So if they didn't get a turn for that day, they get to start first the next day. So there's no additional fun TV time for the rest of the day once dinner has been eaten. So after that, they can watch things on Right Now Media, or they can watch sermons or Embassy Media. And at 4 p.m. is the start time for tablets and electronic games. If you choose these, you do not get to have a fun time turn on the TV. You don't need a ton of screen time. I just don't believe in it. The TV can be used for music, sermons, RefNet, Embassy Media. After these times, you just need to ask mom and dad. So then after that, we have dinner time is anchored at 6:30. And then we have, after that, we have free time. Sometimes we'll go to bed at 7:30 and we'll just go and read and stuff like that. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8:30, we give bath and bath teeth time for Lucas and Caleb, and then they'll go straight to bed after that. On Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, it is the girls' day. So 9 o'clock, they they get to do their bath and their teeth and everything like that, and then they go straight to bed. And then Dad and I try to be at bed by 10 or 11. So this is a generalized schedule, and I actually took most of this from Kelly Jo Bates. She posted this on the internet a long time ago, and I just worked this into what would work for us. So after that, I have my days. Now, in the Large Family Logistics binder, it goes over these. So the first one that I start with is kitchen day. Mondays are always really, really hectic for me because I've cooked on Sunday and stuff like that, and I need that time to get my kitchen back into order. So I have sheets in here for Monday through Saturday. I don't have one for Sunday because I just take a day of rest then. So every morning and every evening routine is the same. So my morning routine is that I'm going to do really basic things. I'm going to do my hygiene. I'm going to brush my teeth. I'm going to shower. I'm going to get dressed. I'm going to make the bed. I'm going to pump Caleb's milk for the morning. And during that time, I'll allow myself some time to scroll on my phone, or I'll read. I lay out the supper. I prep school. I throw in a load of laundry. And then I get to family devotions and wisdom booklet. Those are the same every morning. Sometimes I don't get all these things knocked out. Sometimes I do. But this is, like I said, the A+ day. So the things that I like to do in my kitchen day chores, and kind of how my plum paper planner plans into this, is that I will write in my plum paper planner things that aren't on here that are extras that I need to get done. And so I'll do that. So for a kitchen day, I want to get all the appliances scrubbed down. I want to sweep and mop floors, clean my Amish furniture. I have to use a special kind of cleaner on there. Wipe down counters and scrub the sink, write out the meal plan for the following week, work on my grocery pickup order, and do any baking and freezer cooking. So those are pretty basic things. I basically want to get the kitchen a good deep clean, and then sometimes I'll have extras on my to-do list. Now, one thing that I do want to add on to my dailies, I'll probably get these printed out again, is I want to remind myself that I need to strain my kefir in the morning, so that I don't forget that. So I have these. They're really easy. I can just pull them out and put updated ones in there as need be, as seasons change. So then quiet time at 1 p.m., afternoon chore time 4 p.m. That's wrong. It's supposed to be 3. So like I said, I can change these. So at 4 o'clock, the house needs to be cleaned up, schoolroom needs to be cleaned up, and then the dinner hour, I start prepping dinner at 5:30. So then I have on here is my table chores, what everybody's chores are that needs to be done for after every meal. And then my evening routine is the same every day. I do my hygiene, I read. That doesn't always get done. Kitchen cleanup, start the dishwasher, get the coffee programmed, and work on my to-do list for the next day. So pretty much I'll sit in bed and work on my to-do list for the next day, or I will be in the kitchen working on it and sit it next to my planner so that when I wake up, I know what I need to get done. Tuesday is the office day. Like I said, all these anchors here are the same. Pretty much the only thing that's going to change is the chores for that day. So on office day, I like to get my grading done. I like to clean up my desk, finalize my grocery pickup and my meal plan if I'm doing a pickup that week, balance our checkbook, make sure that I've got all the bills paid, and do a deep clean of the living room, the coat room, and do some dusting. Then on Wednesday, it's a laundry and bathroom day, and it's also the day that we have small groups. So like I said, same anchors, these are different. So on this day, I'm going to clean the master bathroom, the kids' bathroom, get a good deep clean, scrub what the kids don't scrub on a daily basis, and also get caught up on the laundry and do a quick kitchen cleanup in case I've done some extra messy cooking that week. Thursdays, once again, same anchors. These are different. Bedroom day chores. We're going to deep clean the bedrooms, wash the bedclothes. I alternate weeks. 1 week I'll do ours. 1 week I'll do the kids'. Organize the closets and clean bedroom floors and dust and vacuum. Friday is the day that I schedule for my town day. This will be the day that if I have a grocery pickup, I'll do it. I try to schedule all our doctor's appointments on that day. Maybe I'll go to the thrift store. Just various different things during that day I will get done. Saturday, which is today, is the home blessing day. So this is where really things that don't get done on my to-do list that day, I will put them on my planner for Saturday, and I will get to the home blessing. So we go back to this home blessing sheet, and this is the minimum thing that needs to get done, but we need to do a little bit of a deeper, more in-depth cleaning with that. So I have the same anchors. And then usually I will just pull out my to-do list from my planner, and I'll say, okay, what do we need to add here? So then I've also got my kids' Awana calendar in here. I've got some printables on here from Kim+Brenneman's website. And some pictures my son left. So kind of the last thing that I want to talk about on this angle is that I also have this posted everywhere. I don't know if you've ever heard Mrs. Duggar talk about her guidelines, but these are something that we've got printed all around the house. And they're just really, really good guidelines to follow. Always use soft words even when you don't feel well. These are really good ways for us to remember how to love each other and our neighbor. So that's just a really basic way that I can explain what I do without making it like a 3-hour video. Like I said, this book is super helpful. I've read The Managers of Their Home by Terry Maxwell. And the problem that I have with that is that I just can't follow a 15 to 30 minute increment schedule. I'm too much of a perfectionist in that way. And so what would happen is that I would miss like a 15-minute thing, and then I would feel like I ruined it all, and then I wouldn't want to follow the schedule for the rest of the day. I'd be really cranky. I'd be really frustrated, and I just wouldn't do anything then. And so what ended up happening is that I would be really frustrated, and then I still wouldn't get anything done, and I would try to get everything done all in one day, and I would get really flustered and feel like, why can't I just do this? Why can't I get it together? Why is it that, everybody else can seem to get it together, but I can't? So a lot of what I did was I had this book for, I think I've had it for 2 years, and I started to read it, but I didn't implement it. I didn't really know how. And then what I did was when I got pregnant with Caleb, I really wanted to get things in order. And part of that was that we moved into this house. I was less than 16 weeks pregnant when we moved into this house. And so what I did was that I read through this book while I was pregnant with him. And I really just prayed about how can I make a system work for me. Because I want to not be stressed out. Because if I'm stressed out and I'm aggravated and I'm frustrated, I really put a lot of stress on my husband, because he's trying to solve my problems for me, and he's trying to figure out what he can do to help me. And I'm just unhelpable at that point, because I'm in the depths of despair and I just can't put my britches on. So I really, really wanted something that was going to work. So what I listened to was a message by Michelle Duggar on Embassy Media, and I cannot remember the name of it. When I edit, I'll put it down under here. And it really gave me a lot of good tips on what I should do. And she talked about this love poem, and I have it right here. Well, you can't see it. I have it right here on my pantry door. And so I have a copy of my schedule here, and I've got a copy of the guidelines here, and then I have this love poem here. And this is my kitchen island, and this is where I'm at majority of my day. I spend most of my time right here, either cooking, working on preschool with Lucas, or I'm cleaning the kitchen because I'm in here all the time. When I'm not out in the house doing my other chores, this is usually where I'm at. So I printed out this love poem and I put it here. I just put them in page protectors and put tape on it. It's not the nicest thing, but it works for me. So it's, if I live in a house of spotless beauty with everything in its place but have not love, I am a housekeeper and not a homemaker. If I have time for waxing, polishing, and decorative achievements, but I have not love, my children learn of cleanliness, not godliness. Love leaves dust in the search of a child's laugh. Love smiles at the tiny fingerprints on a newly cleaned window. Love wipes away the tears before it wipes up the spilled milk. Love picks up the child before it picks up the toys. Love is present through the trials. Love reprimands, reproves, and is responsive. As a mother, there is much I must teach my child, but the greatest of all of this is love. So what I do in the morning is that I'll come out here in this area. My coffee pot's over here. I'll get my coffee, and I'll kind of come over here. I'll look at this poem, and I'll read it to myself and remind myself and kind of pray for the Lord to get me through the day, because one of my biggest besetting sins is getting frustrated and getting angry and just losing my cool when things don't go my way. Yep, that's me. So I've also got the guidelines on here like I talked about. You can find those online, but I can also put a copy of it down in the notes. I have my general routine over here so that when I have a kid come in here and they're like, well, I don't know what to do, I'm like, well, this is where the schedule says you need to be, and you need to go do it. So it's not a schedule that really cracks the whip on anybody or anything like that, but it keeps us accountable to where when we need to get back on track, we can. We've had a couple of weeks where it's been really, really hard to stay on our schedule because we've had a lot of appointments and things like that we couldn't really avoid. We're getting into a slower season. One of my friends messaged me actually today talking about how she's in a really, really busy season of life and how she just wants to feel so less underwhelmed, and that if she has it on paper, she thinks that it'll just help bless her husband and bless the kids and free herself up. And what I would say is that yes, it does. I do not advocate for a very strict schedule. I don't. I know a lot of people really thrive on that. I don't. And I've kind of explained that. But I think that when you have things like this printed and paper, for me, it takes a lot of the yelling out of my life, because one of the reasons why we have Amazon Alexas all around the house is so that I don't yell, so that I can make announcements and I can say, I don't want to say her name because then she'll think I want an announcement. But I can say, I'll announce this. If I'm trying to tell a child to quit yelling or something like that, I will use that. So I'm trying to find things in my life that help me with that sin issue that I continually have. But I still have a problem with yelling. So if I have these things printed out, and like I said, I just put them in sheet protectors. I have a bulletin board, and I have a command center to this side of my kitchen that my husband put up for me. Bless his heart, I love him. And I have a copy of each of these at the bulletin board near their chore charts. I also have one of these printed out in their bathroom and on the wall as they walk out of the bathroom. They have a guideline sheet in each of their bedrooms. There is a TV rules near the TV and also in here. So do you get what I'm saying? I put these everywhere. My mom came over and she was like, why do you have all this stuff all over the house? And I'm like, well, it keeps it from everybody having to ask me a million times what they're supposed to be doing. So I have these printed out so my expectations are clear. That's less that I have to think of punishments or I have to think of what they should be doing, or I have it in black and white what they need to be doing. And that takes a lot of stress and anxiety off of me. We get in a routine. We get into a habit of doing things a certain way. And then we're all loving each other better. So this has been really helpful for me. I've been doing it since, I don't remember how long. I've been doing it probably since October or November, to be honest, and so it's February now. And so about 4 months I've been doing it, and it's been really, really helpful for me. There are days where I have to pitch the list and do what needs to be done. You know, if like I had one day where the sink was leaking, or, you know, just various different things. But I would really suggest getting this. There's a new copy that you can get. It's $20 with Prime free shipping on Amazon. You can also find used copies of this on Amazon. You might be able to find one on Thrift Books, but I saw like 7 or 8 copies of this on Amazon when I was showing my friend it, and it had like $4 shipping, and so it comes out to be $20. But I have a friend who, she has, I think it's 14 kids. Her YouTube channel is This Motherhood Journey, and I talked to her about this. She has the new one, and I asked her, I said, so what's the difference? Do I need to buy the new one? And she said she actually prefers this one better. So she has more kids than I do, so listen to her. Get that one. So yeah, I hope that this was helpful. Like I said, this went a little longer than I wanted, and I'm sorry. But if I didn't answer any of your questions, drop it in the comments, and I'll just try to answer the best that I can. And also, you know, just drop a comment of what you would like to see on the YouTube channel. My plan is to do some cooking videos and stuff like that. I'm really trying to break out of my comfort zone. I tend to be more introverted, but people want to hear things from me. They ask me questions a lot, and I don't know why. I'm just weird. But I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope it's helpful for you, and I hope that you'll enjoy the YouTube channel. So, like I said, if you like this, please hit subscribe, like it, share it, do whatever you gotta do. Have a great day.